Hi guys, this is Emmanuel
and Zeke
from
Easy Go Travel.
We're
On our way
Philippines.
to the Philippines. On our way to Japan first. Japan. See you there. We arrived by 10 p.m. last night, and now we're heading to the airport again. To go where? Boracay. So it's my first time going to the Philippines, and what do I do when we first arrive is get ready to go to Boracay the following morning. So we did arrive pretty late on the previous nights, and we had to basically settle in, repack, and wake up early in the morning to go to the airport again to fly to Boracay. It was a pretty smooth process going to Boracay. It was a pretty small airport. We met up with Roy and one of our friends, and we took a flight to Boracay. It was a pretty short flight. I believe it was like roughly 45 minutes to an hour, and we were able to just relax, get some rest, and definitely try to get back our energy since we're still a little bit jet lagged from the flight, still a bit tired, but nonetheless the views and the flight was so nice. It's just a different view, a different scenery, and it was super quick and pleasant, even though landing was a little bit rough, a little bit bumpy, but nonetheless we got there safely and we were able to enjoy and walk around Boracay, had some lunch, and just explore, just walk around, take one of those little bicycle taxis to our destination. But of course, in order to get to Boracay, to the actual Boracay area, you have to take a ferry, and that kind of was an interesting process, which obviously Emmanuel and Roy were able to take care of since I do not speak Tagalog, so they were able to figure everything out, pay the fees, and get our ticket to go to the island. And here we are having lunch. The first thing we did was get some good delicious food to stock our energy up. And since of course it's basically warm in Boracay, you want something refreshing, something light, and we basically had a little eggs with some protein, and Roy got some Filipino dessert. This is the hotel that we stayed at. Very nice, very centrally located next to the beach, and we were able to just enjoy the sunset since it was our first day there. We got there roughly in the late afternoon, so a lot of people in the water having fun, sailboats, just the nightlife was definitely something spectacular. We got to walk around the town, walk around the main area of the strip, the beach area, and we were able to catch a little fire show with our dinner. So it was really good. They're really talented. They put on a really good show. They were doing this for roughly almost half an hour. Different routines with different people, and yeah, it was really, really impressive. So they have these shows kind of going. They kind of rotate between resorts, but this is actually one of the bigger ones that we saw, since the other performances that we kind of walked and saw along the way, it only had like maybe 3 to 4 performers, and this one had definitely like way more. So just be mindful. You'll be lucky and catch a show next time you're here, since they do travel and go to different resorts that are on the beach to do this type of performance.
Hi guys, this is Emmanuel. This is Zeke from Easy Travel, and here we are in Manila. Yep. My first time here, so I'm excited. It's been a good trip. And then we arrived about like 10 p.m. and then we got here on 12 a.m. and then the next day at around like 9 a.m. we flew to Boracay. Boracay was really fun. We were there for 2.5 days. It was amazing. The beaches were amazing. The water was perfect. The food was great. Snacks were great. And hopefully you guys can see that in the following video. Let's post them right here following this video, so you can see what we ate, what we did, and yeah. Alright, see you then. Thank you. Bye. This place is called the Keyhole,
Which you haven't seen yet. We're about to right now, but
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
And here we are on day 2, exploring another part of Boracay. This is known as Cujo's Keyhole. We were able to take a day pass from one of the buses in the area where you can just hop on and hop off. And it was relatively cheap, and it was a great way to getting around the town and to explore different areas of Boracay. So this is a more remote area. There's some condos, apartments. So very private, almost like a residential area. There's a hotel here, and as you can see, it's a really nice and private and calm area. And of course, close by was Puka Beach, where we were able to really get in. It was, like I said, it was very remote, so there was not a lot of people and not as crowded as the main Boracay beach. And it was just walk around and get our feet wet, and the water was so nice. It was very pleasant. It wasn't cold. It wasn't hot either. It was the perfect temperature to get in the water, and we just got to enjoy it. Luckily, we were able to get a little spot, but in order to do that, we had to basically buy a food or beverage. We ended up getting some smoothies, and that allowed us to basically rent out a spot that was shaded, that had a hammock and a blanket to lay on. So it was very practical, very convenient. We were able to lay down, relax, enjoy a nice sweet smoothie, and just enjoy this amazing view. And of course, gotta make some videos, some TikToks. But yeah.
Hi guys. Hola. We're at the Puka Beach. Water is nice, warm, and we're not gonna swim in this area. No, we're gonna go to the beach.
So sorry for the very choppy audio because of the waves crashing, and it was very, chaotic. Unfortunately, we couldn't swim because somebody here forgot their swimsuit, so we could really only go up to our knees. But either way, we had to enjoy it, let's relax, and like I said, we were still jet lagged, so we just needed to just kind of just have a chill, relaxing day. And afterwards, we made our way back to Boracay, and we went to another beach, and where they have the iconic Instagrammable palm tree, where you can go up there, take a picture, sit down, and just have a lot of picture moments. And yeah, we took several pictures, and then after that we just made our way back to our designated area with our resort, so we can have dinner and just enjoy the sunset on our last night in Boracay. So we got in, we enjoyed the water. Like I said, we spent quite some time here, and just to make the most out of our stay since it was relatively short. And of course, the sunset was stunning. It was beautiful, and you could just see a lot of people taking a picture or video of the sunset, and it was just something that was just very magical to experience.
A beautiful sunset in Boracay.
So yeah, there's a lot of activities still going on even late into the sunset, and of course that resulted in the end of our Boracay trip, and we're back trying to go our way back to the main island. So here we are taking the ferry back, and still a process, but it was definitely much more quicker trying to get back on the mainland. And yeah, we went back to Manila. We got to, visit Emmanuel's parents at the cemetery. And yeah, it was very, my first time being here, so we had to stop here, visit them and, just pay our respects. Yeah, it was very, a good moment, heartful moment. And we ended up having dinner at Din Tai Fung, which was pretty close by to where we reside at. So it was so yummy, delicious. And I thought, let's go to the casino since we haven't been here yet. Because they just opened Solaire recently, so it was still relatively new. We were to go there because it was Chinese New Year. They had a lot of Chinese New Year decorations and promotions. So you're able to also, play here and have a late night snack where they had a lot of food choices and really, really delicious food. So we were here for quite some time. We did play, but unfortunately we did lose. Just like with any other casinos, it's mostly, it's a win-lose situation. And of course, as our trip transpired, we went to BGC. And this is another little day trip that we took. We took the metro, we took a taxi to get to where we are now. This is a very nice, little shopping center that's in the form of the Venice canals and shops. So it has a lot of resemblance to the one in Las Vegas, to the one in Italy. So it takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of these, landmarks around the world. And, a lot of stores, a lot of dining. And we were able to just kind of spend a pretty good time of our day here. We got to see the whole place. We took a little boat ride. And, we got to eat here and do some shopping. Buy some souvenirs, some maybe clothing that we may need. And of course, when we got back to Manila, we had to, of course, have some self-care. Got our facials, pedicure, manicure. And, of course, we gotta have some self-care. And like I mentioned, it is a year of the snake. It was coming up. And as you can see, there's presentations and a lot of decorations for Chinese New Year. So nonetheless, it was a very impressive trip. Thank you guys.